vocal cords activated. In the top left side, we got ourselves a red Terran player fighting for... Shoot, I forgot one very important thing here. He is teamless. There we go. He is Dream. And the bottom left side, I'm happy to introduce the blue Zerg for the Dragon Phoenix Gamers. He is Rogue. StarCraft simp once again throwing about the roses. Much appreciate it. Bouquet of flowers right on top of my desk again. Always lovely. Always very considerate. Now those flowers, they don't seem very impressed. That's a weird emote overall, isn't it? Like, it's a flower, so you would assume it's like a happy thing. And then, like, the eyes are like, what are you looking at? It's like, yeah, whatever. That's right, I'm a flower. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? Anyway, what are these boys up to? So far, it looks like pretty regular stuff, right? I think that kind of covers it for now. Are we doing any predicting here before Dream and Rogue? Is anybody got some clear vision of what's about to happen? I think Rogue's just gonna do a little bit of pummeling, honestly. I think Rogue would have won Ace's Rogue if he was there. Easy peasy. Also, you'll have to excuse me for having a lot of cookies in front of me that my the company I work with gave me, so I'll try to limit it, but the temptation's rather great right now. Alright, triple command center builds here before the starboard for Dream. Is gonna be going quite heavy on that economy. A very nice way to play this game right now. A lot of Terrans are going down this route, and you know what? It provides a good bit of macro game, doesn't it? Definitely something cool to see. Reaper doesn't quite get anything important here. Only a single Zergling. It's nothing too bad, right? It's all good. Oh, Rogue actually put the Overlords on this forward pillar. I wonder if it was already spotted here by Dream, because he is quite committed for with that barracks, of course. I mean, considering he has a Viking on the way as well, it's kind of makes you wonder, like, what was was it really that important to get this Overlord right here, right now? I mean, it hides the two Hellions in a way, perhaps, that they're moving out, but I mean, you already kind of know that there's the Hellions, right? I mean, what else are you expecting here? Huh. Maybe he wants to hide the Viking. But then again, the Viking really is there to clean up Overlords, so it's a weird one. It's a weird one. Maybe he just didn't have anything to do for that barracks. That is probably the main thing that I'm thinking of right now. Right? That makes a lot of sense. Alright, so what's Dream doing? He's trying to deny creep. Rogue already has that Baneling Nest on the way. He will be setting up shop on that lower tier for the time being. Wondering if we're going to see the double Evo chambers with this. Personally, I like to try and get my layer here as quickly as possible. Oh, no transfuse on that Overlords. Interesting. Does lose that one. But yeah, personally, I like to get the layer attack as well quite a little bit early. Usually before the Evo chambers, just so you can get yourself that very quick Baneling speed, because that truly just kind of allows you to ensure any type of safety against early game pushes. Of course, you can't still just recklessly only make Zerglings and Banelings at some point in time. You still have to squeeze out a ton of drones, but at least you're gonna be safe for whenever anything on the ground is coming, right? You should be safe, and if you're not, well, then you just weren't paying attention. But if you are paying attention now, you're seeing anything coming in, you can very, very easily just prepare a defensive setup, right? You can get those banelings, they have the speed, you'll be able to just kind of start morphing the Zerglings, and voila, you should be able to hold back whatever may come at you. Those poor queens. Losing their babies before they even are, I don't know, really, born into a actual construction of creep spreading. Alright, more creep here being denied. It's not that much creep being denied, though, to be fair. I'm a bit surprised with how little creep spread we're seeing being denied overall. Oh, and he saw 2 overlords actually that will go down, I would assume. It's gonna put up a little bit of a supply block here for Rogue. That will put him on the back foot of things. It's not the right time to have a supply block happen, really, because right now there is those... well, it's only a small batch of Marines. There is no armory just quite yet, so these Hellions will remain Hellions. They won't just transform into Hellbats all of a sudden and... flambe the rest of the Zerglings. Oh my dear lord, that's a big cluster of Zerglings right here. A wonderful surround coming from 2 sides. Rogue doing a really good job. Even without the bailing speed just quite done, he was able to hold that off very, very easily. And now he has bailing speed, so the follow-up attack here, actually already further backwards, was not able to, well, the initial push here, not able to deny any further creep. So, I mean, this is just incredibly difficult now for our Red Terran to really get any type of significant pushing grounds. There are the Hellbats as well. But the Hellbats, I mean, they are mostly good at cleaning up those Zerglings right now. We already have the Banelings with the speed, as we've been mentioning. Becomes a whole different story here. Gotta be careful. Alright. Should be picked up, yeah, no problem whatsoever. A little bit of a scout there on that 4th base, seeing that it's not just this attack that is coming in. There's still more macro going on as well behind this. The Viking here, already 4 kills on that one. Quite impressive, honestly. That Viking went to Overlord's killing school and then some. Really showing us how it's done. Dream gonna move back with the main force here. It's gonna allow the creep spread immediately to take root up again in this location. And even then, I mean, it's still like a good 3 creep to miss out from pretty much every which angle you need to. Some even more, right? So, I mean, Dream, he may want to consider trying to find another way to deal damage to Rogue. Because in a way, it does kind of feel like Rogue is being just left up to his own accord. Or being allowed to do whatever the hell he wants to. Well, that could become a little bit scary here. ITaX on the way. As well. Upgrades a slight bit in favor here for our Red Terran. But then again, I suppose it won't be for that long because the ITaX is already on the way as well. So should line up alright, not perfectly with the +3/+3 for the, well, the potential +3/+3 for the Zerg here, but should be able to kind of get that rolling pretty well. Mutalisk. Still kind of remaining on this side of the map as well. Even there, poking away at one supply depot is what we saw there, but never quite committing to anything significant here. So both of these players playing surprisingly passive overall. Alright, there's a big stim forwards, and it is still on the creep, so the Banelings actually getting some alright connections initially. The Zerglings looking for the siege tanks right now, and again, it is a wonderful cleanup right here. Oh, there's some more stuff. Those Banelings, oh, the Widowmines did not manage to reach the ground in time, and this is actually quite a horrendous fight there for Dream. Now he's on the back foot. Oh, there's no planetary fortress here either. That's going to have to be evacuated. The Zerglings don't even have adrenal glands just quite yet. That is abysmal. If that's not bad enough, it looks like Rogue actually going to take the initial upgrade advantage here with +3/+3 already in the way. And Dream kind of slacking behind in that remark. Okay, there it is being built right now. Oh, there they are. Alright, so not going to fall too far behind, actually. It's going to be really just like 10, 15 seconds, maybe maximum, where those upgrades are. With a, well, a 2-point advantage, basically, right? So, should not matter too much. Unless if Rogue is just absolutely brilliant with his timing here. I think that is going to be a tall ask, though. Bit much. Alright, ooh, more Zerglings and Banelings coming from the left side as well. I thought he was just going to kind of back up here, seeing how much stuff there is, but hey, it doesn't look like Rogue minds at all whatsoever. He is ready to keep trading here. He has the economy behind this. 91 workers. He is once again just straight on top of this base right here. That, once again, not a planetary, being punished rather heavily here for his greediness. Now the Widow Mines, they are still doing an alright job. The Mutalisk a little bit in the orange right there, so they will be moving backwards. Heal themselves up again as Rogue, look at the bases that he's gathering right now. Rogue is absolutely mental at the moment, isn't he? Jeez Louise, he's so good. Doesn't feel like it's anything in particularly super special overall, but man, he is doing it so well. Like just overall the execution, the blowing up Banelings onto a single Widow Mine right there. And well, I suppose that was still the best maneuver he could do. Never like to see Banelings taking care of a Widow Mine. I always feel like that is just a bit insufficient, but trying so hard to get that Thor. Oh, how much? Oh, that is 1 HP. 1 HP and 20 kills. That's the way to do it. Alright, Dream definitely in some hot waters here. I am not even quite sure how you're supposed to make this happen anymore. I mean, the straight up fighting is just not going to go into his favor, it feels like, since he is incapable of really remaxing his army as quickly as Rogue is doing, and Rogue already winning the straight up engagements anyway, even though he has been playing with the Zergling Baneling Mutalisk style in one of the less efficient ways of really taking straight up fights, but it's been working out rather well for him. He's going to add in the Ultralisk now as well, even further up the overall value and killing power of this army. Yeah, I mean, that's just it. That's just it. GG is called. Rogue takes game number 1 here in this best of 5. Wonderful. Wonderful. Rogue definitely showing us quite a darn good show right there. He is, once again, very, very impressive. Had a bit of a slump in the kind of the mid-section, perhaps the early section of 2020, but he has been coming back with a absolute fury. What's up, everybody? Enki, hello, my man. Zeltia as well. Hi, hi. Sorry, Caps. I liked it better with the Caps anyway, Enki. I'm a bit disappointed, actually, that you would not talk in Caps Lock with me, so... I thought it was really cool. Rogue CVT is kind of an art. Yeah, he really is. My dear God, that man. Is ZVP as well? He's pretty darn good at all the matchups at the moment, I would say. I mean, let's take a look. He did manage to beat Stats 2-1. He beat... He didn't beat Zest, though. That is in the Olimo League. Is that Olimo League where this happened? Did this happen there? ESL Open Cup. Alright. Didn't arrive here to cast due to GSL casting, so let them people here. Oh, alright, alright. Nice. What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up? I went climbing again today, bouldering. For the first time since like 1 or 2 weeks before Corona really kind of hit off. So it's been a while, it really has been a while. And the previous time I went, I also broke my ankle. So right now I was just kind of trying to overcome my fear. I'm trying to get some more, whatchamacallit? Just some more things on my hands again, you know? Jeez, I'm out of form today with my English. Calluses. Calluses, that's the word. Alright. Had to become more callous again. Mentally and handedly. With my hands. In the top right side, we got a blue Zerg player. He's fighting for the dragon, the phoenix, the game is all alike. He is Rogue. Bottom left side, the red Terran player fighting for nobody but himself. He is Dream. Surprising Dream isn't on a team, isn't it? I suppose the same goes for Trap and Bjorn as well. I mean, Bjorn, jeez Louise. Jeez Louise, Bjorn. I think medical conditioning there is probably part of the picture as well. But Dream on the other hand, let me take a quick gander as well. Like, when was the last time Dream was on a team? I feel like I remember him being on a team, so let's see. Dream. Korean Terran player, there we go. He was on, yeah, the Brave Star Gamers, that's right. That's right, and he was, right, so the 1st of December, that's when he actually left that team. Disbanded as well, so Dream is teamless right now. I see. Well, that's a bummer. Brave Star disbanded as well. Jeez, man. What the hell? No. It's a bit scary right now, isn't it? Did that also happen at the start of December? My god. It's a lot of stuff. Alright, oh well. New opportunities, I suppose, for, you know, some teams to pick up players. Alright, drone there being able to get himself to safety. Relative safety anyway. Still had to make himself into an extractor, of course, but it's all in a day's work for a drone. Imagine that, transforming yourself into a building. That would feel kind of weird, probably, right? Hard to imagine, really. Your entire construct as a human being just kind of morphing and expanding towards a whole different outlying position overall. It would be weird. Not sure if I would enjoy it myself. Don't think it's for me. Anyway. What do we have? A command center again here. It looks like that is, again, quite early on, right? I believe that is before the starports as well, where it booted up. So, how is Dream going to respond to the incapability of him the previous time, really being able to do much of anything in the early part of the game? It's like the Fallout Tree Man. I'm not even sure if that qualifies, because wasn't he like overall just... Well, maybe it does. Maybe it does. I thought he kind of was like just... He and the tree had like an understanding together in a way, right? It's not him becoming the tree. It's more like the tree and him kind of working in unison. Does that make sense? I'm not even sure if that's true. It's been a long time since I saw the Fallout Tree Man. What a weird guy anyway, huh? The first time you see it, it's like, what the fuck? Alright, anyway. So the Hound's already kind of staying here. Although, to be fair, that is how plants communicate between themselves as well, right? Apparently, the plants actually utilize their root system to communicate to one another. Like, oh, watch out, there's like a sick tree over there. And then it's much like a vaccine. They actually spread a tiny bit of the virus overall through the root system so that the other trees can try to start making antibodies. So they actually spread diseases willingly in a way, and then weakens a little bit. By the way, we have roaches on the way here as well, while we have our biology lesson kind of stopped in between, dead in its tracks. Those roaches, they are not having a good time against the Hyens though. It's not a good sign here for Rogue, not gonna lie, but he is committing to something else as well here. I think this could still be a big 1-1 timing for those roaches, though, of course. Going for the layer attack and the 2 Evo chambers. That's a lot of drones right there being constructed, so I'm a bit perplexed with what we're going to be seeing here. The creep spread denial overall definitely making a lot of headway this time around, though. Definitely starting to do a lot better than it did the previous time. There's one more creep to me here that he would love to get. At least I would love to see him get. It is just the one that is still in the way. After that, it's gone. Quite a lot of creep will go away. But yeah, if he just lets it sit there, it's almost like he almost didn't do anything. There we go. Gets it now. Even gets the other one as well. Little drone. Why not? What are the other things trees do? Apparently trees can hear the sound of water. And then they grow their roots towards the sound of water. So they would be able to just play the sound of water in like an audio thing. You know, just from a speaker in the ground. And then you would see that the tree was trying to get towards that speaker because it could identify that as water and as a form of nutrients. Very interesting. That's a lot of spore crawlers right here. Rogue not messing around. He does not want to get doom drops right now, or at least not completely for free. There is that +1/+1 almost halfway done. The roach speed upgrade is ready as well, and this could work out all right. I mean, this base over here, it is rather wide. If we have Rogue actually taking out these rocks as well, imagine that. He would be able to have a massive concave here. But not sure if that is going to be the plan. Still a drop getting through, though, even with those 3 spore crawlers. But I suppose you can never have too many spore crawlers. Very quick with the reconstruction of that Evo chamber. Or I mean the spawning pool. The Evo chamber is also going to go down, though. I think both of them, in fact. And that would be abysmal for this timing that was about to be hitting here. And Rogue, yeah, Rogue's going to maybe have to just do something entirely different than just pushing in with +1/+1. That was a wonderfully timed push right there, and that's going to allow, actually, the +2/+2 to start before the +1/+1 of Rogue is even starting up on the other side. So that is a ginormous pickup right there for the Terran. That is a ginormous pickup right there for the Terran, sir. Can't believe my eyes when I say... Now that actually happens. Alright, so it's interesting what Rogue is doing here, right? As we're seeing him immediately when those Evo chambers went down, he threw down an infestation pit and he went for a hive tech pathway straight ahead. So instead of just sticking to the roaches here, maybe for a bit longer, he knows that the roaches are going to be significantly weaker. So he's going to try to set up some other way of having his army actually pack a punch. Because, I mean, roaches... without any upgrades, already on max supply, right? Gonna struggle quite a bit. And then if the Terran has like 4 upgrades in advantage, dude, you're not gonna be able to get anything done. That is gonna be just, well, a little fantasy, really. Even though you're playing against Dream, it will be a nightmare for you. Rogue's gonna wake up all sweaty, being like, oh, I thought Rogue just traded better. It's not the case here, Rogue. Not the case here. Maru's sitting next to him. He's like, oh, what happened, Rogue? I know. I dreamt Shinnag Green Wings disbanded and then roaches. Oh, okay, never mind. It's a weird way. It's a weird way to take this. What do we have? It's a little teenage girl fan fiction right here of Maru and Rogue together. Quite a lot of siege tanks. I like it against the roaches and the ravages. Definitely a good call. Pretty much against most ground stuff, right? Siege tanks, pretty good call. 2 attacks at the same time here. Just a slight drop on the left. Yeah, those Marauders not the best when you're fighting with the banelings here. Of course, I mean that the banelings don't do all that well. There we go, that's the Zerglings. Adrenal glands, definitely something that is quite needed at the moment. We can see that Rogue never really got quite up to that economy that he previously managed to obtain. It's a lot closer together this time around. Dream managed to deny a lot more creep. He's having an easier time to kind of push into the location of the Zerg. The piles there just barely not being able to get rid of that Widowmine. That is a bummer for Rogue, but overall, you know what? He's still okay, but he is struggling a lot more so than he was the previous game. That's kind of what we're seeing. That's what it comes down to. I'm a bit disappointed that we didn't see the Spire being thrown down as well here for Rogue, actually. Thought that would have been a great maneuver just to kind of move himself into a greater Spire attack here as well. It's a unit that doesn't necessarily need the most upgrades. A good unit to have in some of these situations. Here we go. That is a massive spread actually from this army coming in from all sides. But I don't think it's going to be enough. It's coming in very desynchronized. The banelings right now on the backside. Look at that. All going to get shot down by those siege tanks. Yeah, that's just not enough there for Rogue to clean this up. And he's going to start losing bases. He's going to start losing some significant mining facilities here. Nice in Burrow. I thought maybe those larvae will be able to drag some of those mines into the Terran units, but not even that. Look at the other base as well on the right side, going to get taken out also. Rogue immediately tries to go for the counter aggression, get that pressure back on the other side of the map here, but Dream already moving in to try and stop this from happening entirely. Not a single Zergling will be able to get through. On top of the ramp now in the main base, we have this Terran army. The Spore Crawlers there still helping out, though. Will eliminate a proper way of retreat. Maybe there still was, but it seems like Rogue is just going to be preoccupied there. Dream feels okay with that. He's going to use this opportunity here to move in on the left side, straight through the middle, actually, kind of. Let's see how he will be able to do. The Banelings, they aren't the greatest against the Marauders, of course. Neither are the Ultras. GG is called. And Dream ties up this series here, guys. Of course he does. Did you ever doubt Dream? Come on, guys. Definitely knows how to beat a Zerg as well. And yeah, just went better for him overall throughout that entire series, as we saw. Rogue was struggling a bit more. He did go for the interesting way of the Roaches and the Ravagers. I don't see that work as often as the Zergling Baneling style. Maybe he was anticipating a mech play out of his opponent, but that really wasn't the case. May have been. I didn't quite check the main base of Dream for all that often. Maybe there was like a second factory, because he did have a lot of siege tanks. That could be the case, but I don't know. Anyway, Rogue definitely whiffing on that one. And then the upgrades, right? Those upgrade picks, oh, massive. Massive. That very well could have costed him the game as well. And Dream, yeah, wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Ah, la game. Tres. Three. In the bottom right side, we got a blue Zerg. And now representing the Dragon Phoenix game as he is, Rogue. His opponent in the red, he is right now teamless. Give it up for Dream. A very, very strong Terran who, unfortunately, due to Brave Star Gaming, of course, disbandoning as well. Always just trying to one-up the Jinak Green Wings, of course. weren't quite sure what to do when they disbanded, and they're like, alright, well, I just try to do it on the same day. I would have liked to disband a day before them, of course, but I don't think that worked out for them. Didn't have the time. What do we got here? Spawning pool. A spawning pool. Guess they are quite necessary. Barracks. Sure. You can build a barracks. That's alright. It's okay. Command center. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's what they do. It's what we know Dream for, of course. Barracks and command center. That is typical Dream right here. Some supply depots as well. A very, very keen, insightful viewer would be able to recognize the placements right there. It's called the French bouquet placements, where you have the barracks in the middle and the 2 supply depots on the left. Not to be confused with the German pretzel coordinated SimCity. It's entirely different, of course. Right, drone already in position there, the 3rd base. Nicely tucked away against that extractor. If that Reaper does try to pick away that little drone right there, he could just transform himself into an extractor. Be okay that way, no problem. Right, Reaper here. 1 Zergling killed off. It's not going to get that creep tumor though. I think that is always your main kind of target. Attacking the Zerglings in the beginning really is just you trying to get yourself an easier time to get on top of the creep tumors. Yeah, the creep tomb is always the main targets here. Unless of you can get a chance to get on top of the drones, of course. That would be even more preferable, so yeah. Alright, 3rd CC. Once again, Dream sticking true to his colors, will not be giving up so easily. Even though, of course, he won the previous game with this exact build. Not sure if it would be qualifying as giving up. Maybe just trying something else. After making something work, you know, that's what people do. Gonna Roach Warren here for Rogue, by the way. Didn't work out the previous time, but he's gonna bank it again on the Roach Warren. So, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but, you know, I don't want to debate Rogue on this. That's for sure. I never quite liked the roaches here, but to be fair, on this map, again, very, very big, wide open here, right? So, maybe even more so than on Golden Pillars, in fact, as well. What's that? Oh, sorry, Oxide. Oxide's the map I was thinking about. Light Shade, even more of an area where you can abuse this. He's showing these roaches very early on as well, right? It's not even like he's really trying to hide them at all. Just like straight up, alright, yep, I'm going roaches, baby. Don't mind if I do. You better try to just prepare for a most likely well, yeah, big 1-1 attack upgraded roach push. Unless if he is intending to skip that overall entirely. Huh. Where's the... Okay, there's... Where are they? Okay, they're in between all the bases. So it may be a little bit harder to pick those Evo chambers off right now. It's a good thing, of course, for the Zerg. Not having your Evo chambers being killed off can mean the difference between winning or losing a game, as we saw just earlier. Aliens here, maybe just one volley against those queens. Nah, not quite being able to do so. I mean, you may as well, right? You may as well. It could very likely be that you're just gonna hit some group tumors that are in between all of those units. That's interesting. Alright, anyway. There's the +1/+1. Roach upgrade for the speed as well. Another hive attack on the way. So are we actually going to see Rogue go for the attack with those roaches? I mean, the previous time we didn't quite get to see it. Maybe because the Evo chambers got picked off. But what if it's not about the Evo chambers getting picked off? Maybe this is just the way he plays it, right? That could be the case. Maybe he just likes to be passive with the roaches. Stay on creep. Try to get it spread out as much as possible. This time around we're seeing a bit of a mix-up though. Gonna go for the lurker den. A lot earlier on. A lot less Ravagers here being constructed. Although, just as I say that, of course, we have 3 on the way. But yeah, it does seem like Rogue doing a little bit of a mix-up right now from what we saw the previous game. Is that going to be enough? It's hard to say. Double-pronged aggression right there for Rogue to deal with. He's gonna get rid of all those hinds on the top side. Definitely still some harassment going on there. Alright, gets out of there. The Banshee, we've seen this Banshee being created a while ago, but it feels like the Banshee's really trying to be utilized defensively mostly at the moment. Still 0 kills here on it anyway, so kind of indicating that that is in fact the case. It's pretty cool to see though. I mean, I would assume Dream also anticipates an attack with the roaches on his third base, right? That just makes a lot of sense to have happen. It makes a lot of overall this build order work out for Rogue, right? Because you're gonna have those roaches, you're gonna have the +1/+1. You're gonna be able to hit a timing there. And it's quite a strong one with the spread out nature of the area around this base here. But yet, still, we're not seeing anything of the sorts. Rogue being passive, and Dream trying to accommodate that passiveness here with his own little bit of aggression. He's been doing a great job at denying creep. Again here, just like game number 2. And he's been able to keep expanding. Tech up a little bit here and there. Would like to see the Ghost Academy coming in pretty soon. That definitely does seem to be the way of dealing with the late game Zerg army here. There's a lot of parasitic bombs right there. Quickly get the boys out of there before they explode. Oh, they got kind of close. Alright, now Rogue finally is coming in here. It is before +2/+2 is finished up, but that is the same here for Dream, of course. It does seem a little bit late to make anything happen. Rogue has the backup, actually moving straight into another group of Marines right there. Well placed. Well awaited and anticipated there from Dream. Kind of taking on some of those retreating forces. The harassment on the bottom left side has been dealt with. It's going to allow Rogue to try and get himself that base on the 6 o'clock. Lurk is getting a little bit in the red here, some of them. Oh, he's going to try to intercept as well. He's going to try to just wait for the Terran to move back towards his base. Set up in between these two locations where the Terran army is and where the Terran army wants to go. Could, of course, just utilize the medevacs right now, or just the fact that he's on 2 sides. Take a pretty good trade against those lurkers. Hydras, though, cleaning up the singled out marauders as the lurkers are dealing with the rest. Of course, quite a bit of damage here already being obtained by Rogue. He's doing an okay job, I have to say. Those med effects are rather low as well, but then again, there's not much left here for Rogue to really keep pushing with. There we are with the repairs right now. Another base being constructed for both these players, actually. Already having the 2 o'clock here for Rogue. Does seem more reminiscent of game number 1, though, seeing the work accounts and such. Oh. Sorry, boys. Income advantage, never quite going into his favor, though. How does Rogue want to do this? I think it would be an okay way to just kind of contain Dream right now on the full basis, right? Wouldn't be the worst case. He can try to keep expanding himself as well, but overall I think that could be a good way of taking this game home. Or just, you know what, clean up a base over here. It wouldn't be too bad either. It's going to get that siege tank before it does catastrophic amounts of damage. And you know what, actually, in fact, I think the Marauders here with the planetary being repaired may be enough to hold this off, actually. Okay, Lurkers will intercept some of the reinforcements. It's a good call right there, and yeah. So looking fine here for our Terran player overall. Not gonna take damage. Just fine against this this smaller group of Lurkers here. Vipers feeding on the Evo chambers right there. There's a lot of siege tanks on this base that Rogue is trying to attack here. Looks like that is going to be enough to keep the Zerglings at bay, but they do take a lot of tanks with them. And in fact, they pretty much take all the siege tanks with them. Lucas once again in a good position here. Could it be the moment where he is able to manage to break one of these bases? He would love to, in fact, but again, it just seems there's a bit too much bio. Am I wrong? Well, it's getting very close once again. Both these players just continuously trading out till some of their final units, and until one of them is victorious here. Three Hydras remain, and about, well, 5 ghosts here with a Marine and some medevacs. Definitely a weird game right here. I'm a little bit disappointed with Rogue's creep spread. It seems like he kind of lost some of his active tumors here in the middle and then just kind of gave up on it. Okay, we'll try to reevaluate the creep spreading situation here. That is what I like to see after all. More lurkers are on the way. Upgrade-wise, it looks like this. It's going up fairly similarly. Just that the secondary weapons upgrades for Rogue a lot less explored rather than the ones for Dream here. Of course, Dream having those weapons for the vehicles also coming in. While Rogue actually will be able to push back Dream's expansion here. At the same time, getting lurkers on this other base, and we'll be able to interfere with the mining on 2 bases at the same time. Wonderful job. This has to drop down on the ground as quickly as possible. Bottom left side, there's no Hydras luckily for Dream, so he can keep those orbital command centers safe. Won't immediately lose all of them. There's some good snipes, but losing a lot of ghosts as well, though. Alright, so how do we take this right now? I think Dream definitely still in a worse position, right? Especially after that denying of mining right there. He is continuously being put in awkward positions. Look at this, actually. Those lurkers right now immediately, once again, in a great position. Those SCVs are not going to have a good time trying to get across. They will not survive that. A lot of ghosts here going into the meat grinder, actually. Rogue doing a wonderful job at kind of setting up in a place with these lurks and then forcing Dream into him, right? I mean, if you can't help the battle to become a meat grinder, what if you specifically designed the battle to become a meat grinder? That is kind of what happened in World War I. It kind of feels like this as well. Between Rogue and Dream, it's almost a meat grinder for both these players, but the meat grinder for Dream just not in the right place at the right time. Was not able to keep up with the maneuverability of Rogue there, moving back and forth between multiple places and 2 areas at once. Keeping Dream on the back foot. Was not able to keep up. His siege tank's not there to protect the bases against the lurkers. Unfortunately. Rip Dream. Yeah, it was a bit of a rip for Dream there, wasn't it? Bit unfortunate, but that means we get to have, well, more StarCraft 2 between the two. I suppose if he did win, we would have gotten that as well, but overall, you know what, just forget about that statement. We get more StarCraft anyway, right? Regardless. And even then, afterwards, we'll have, of course, still some more. You already know, of course, we get to have Innovation versus the king of the sugar bear, sugar papa bears. Is that what he calls them? How does he call his fans again? The sugar bears, I think. I'm pretty certain. Oh, that's my box of cookies. The sugar bears, right? It's funny that ITaX has somebody in their team called Sugar and somebody in their name called, well, Bear. Right? Cuddle Bear. It's kind of fun. It's kind of funny, in a way, right? We're all sugar bears for parting. At least we all want to be. If you feel like you're above it, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to us. You're lying to everyone. Sugar puppy bears. That's right. That's right. The puppies. I forgot about the word puppy. Why would you ever put the word puppy in front of the word bear, right? Where does he come with this? How does he? Alright. Well, hats off to him. Being able to figure that type of stuff out. The king of the sugar puppy bears. Alright. Well, that comes later though, of course, guys. Still, Rogue and Dream have to get their conclusion in this best of 5. Rogue, 1 point ahead right now. He is on match points, of course, so things could get dicey here for Dream. Dream could potentially go out of this little Trovo weekly event within just a single series here, as is tradition. For at least somebody to lose in the game of StarCraft 2. In the top right side, we got ourselves a blue Zerg player. He is fighting for, I almost said it, Dragon Phoenix Gamers. He is a Rogue. His opponents in the red, the Terran, he is a Dream. Alright, there's the hatchery. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, man. I do kind of feel like I want to keep my hands just on something very cold continuously. I've gained some weight overall in the... it's not a massive amount, but in the quarantine, still. And I was trying to gain weight as well, so it's not like a bad thing overall. But then I kind of stopped working out as much, so now it's just weight instead of weight and, well, more muscle. It's just more weight, and that is what it became. But, yeah, so it became a lot harder to climb all of a sudden, not only just because a lot of time not really doing anything, right? I feel like we all know this. If you don't do something for a long time, that is something that once you get back to it, it's like, oh dear lord, what happened to me? StarCraft 2, also one of those games, right, where you lose the calluses overall for the game. You stop dropping your senses. You don't quite anymore think as crisply about like anything that could happen in the game. You don't pick up on the clues as quickly because you're too preoccupied doing the other things all of a sudden. Anyway, what's up, Destiny Star League? How are you doing? Good morning to you. But yeah. So I'm being a bit distracted now and again, being like, oh dear. I need to grow some skin back on my hands. Alex Stormfist, thank you for that rose. How romantic. How romantic. Is you sniper? I don't believe you. I don't believe you for a second, Destiny Star League. You wish you were as cool as sniper. You wish you were a sniper. That is... Come on. Quit trying to pull my leg. I'm onto you. You're sniper. Everybody wants to be sniper. That's just not how it works, alright? You can't just claim to be sniper. That ain't no sniper. That's a man, baby. I'm sorry. Wanted to do Austin Powers there. Anyway, regardless, guys, we once again have the Ro4 in here from Rogue. Rogue has been known to kind of try to innovate the overall game sometimes here and there, but once again, he's bringing me something that kind of makes me scratch my head, and I have no idea if it's something he's going to keep doing. Because sometimes, you know, when with people as good as Rogue, they do something, they make it work, and then you're just like, okay, is this just now how we need to play this? Or is it because he's just so good that he's able to get away with play that's suboptimal? Play that maybe a little bit lazier, right? I mean, the Roach is just easier time microing against the Widowmine kind of play, so you're forcing your opponent not to go into Widowmines here. I think that is just the main thing that he's doing. At the same time, you're threatening with the Roach aggression, right? So at all times, it's like, alright, is he coming? Is he not coming? Is he actually starting to get the +1/+1? And is he getting ready to just move out towards my base? Do I need to build bunkers? Do I not need to build bunkers? I mean, he didn't push out continuously in the previous two games where he did this. Is he going to do it now? I don't know. You don't know, and that's a very strong thing about this build, actually. Right, that can be of great use for a Zerg player. Catching your opponent off guard is a great thing for StarCraft 2 in general, and it does kind of seem like this a build like this, at least, is capable of catching your opponent off guard. Uh-oh. Oh, well, only 2 workers. So good. I was afraid that was going to be a bit more. So yeah, with the +1/+1 and the carapace on the way, It seems like Rogue just wants to get himself into, at this point in time, get himself up in the work account. Only on 67 right now. It's getting a fourth as well. Wouldn't be surprised if we see more drones coming up momentarily. It's got to be careful as that third base sometimes an indicator that there will be a attack coming in soon. We saw that there is that base on the third base location over here, of course, with this overlord or overseer. Stupid. No. How could I not see that that's an overseer? Oh, God. Anyway. Ridiculous. Alright, so. A little bit of drop play. I think a drop play is definitely a good call here for Dream, right? I mean, Roaches, they are pretty strong overall. They take a beating, but they're really slow as well. Probably the slowest units for a Zerg that you can kind of go for in this state of the game, unless if you're going for Queens off creep, right? And that could be a different thing entirely, but other than that, there's not a lot of stuff here that can deal with these drops. But Rogue already in position, though. Already has a hit squad of well, Ravagers and Roaches here in the main base, together with the Queens, ready to pick this army up. So is Dream actually, of course, being able to pick up his army. Yeah, he's just not even gonna try here. Don't blame him. That is looking like a scary place to drop. Marines ready to try and get rid of some of these Roaches right now. But the Roaches a bit too numerous. Looks like we are finally going to get ourselves a big attack here from Rogue. What's the upgrades like? Upgrades, there we are. Just the +1, +1, +2, +2 is on the way right now, but it's going to be a while. Here we are, the attack coming in from multiple sides. Actually, only the 2 sides so far. Let's see how well this does. Already getting quite nicely on top of the siege tanks. The right side flank for Rogue is going to be picked off, though, it looks like, by the reinforcements. But the left side flank still going very strong, actually combining the 2 right now, allowing him to be getting rid of more of those SCVs, getting more of those SCV killed off. Yeah, he's not going to be able to retreat with these forces, so he's just trying to get whatever he can. Target stuff down, the Biles, ooh, getting a medevac also. Thought he was going to get 3 medevacs right there. Not quite being able to do so, though. But some nice stuff there for Rogue. I think that overall, how many workers did he get? I think 17. Is that worth it? Yeah, it's okay, right? It's okay. It's going to slow down at 4th base being taken as well. So now most of the money for Dream is going to go into replenishing the worker count for the 3rd base. Drop is coming in again. Good to drop, find its way into the soft underbelly of the Zergs. Gotta be careful, those medevacs, they aren't endless in the HP pool. There's a limit to how much of a beating they can take. Dream, this does seem to be one of the main reasons, in my opinion, right? Why Rogue is just so incredibly dominant right now against Dream. He's just not letting any of these drops do anything. Of course, just as I say that, he's gonna lose the base here without a cancel. But that's mainly because he's just moving everything across the fields, right? So if he is letting anything happen to his bases, then it's most likely because he's not on the defense right now. He's more so on the offense. And my dear lord, this offense is doing quite a bit indeed. That one drop on the other side, I don't think that's going to be able to do anything. Actually coming back right now, realizing he needs all hands on deck. Every man woman and child needs to grab a gun because those roaches and ravages, they are coming in, spilling through the front door, ready to ruin the day the Terrans ever landed on this planet. And yeah, more SCVs are going to get cleaned up as well. Rogue having a very, very solid initial roach push right now, coming in to finish the job, it seems. Dream trying his best to hold on here. Maybe he's going to be able to stabilize a little bit, but a third wave of roaches and zerglings, ravages, most likely will be the death of him. It's going to be a lot harder to have this go into Dream's way if we have another one of these pushes coming in. 23. Doing a good job here. Once again, just going to back up for now. 27 more workers though. That is a ton of workers, but that's a good amount of mules. That may be a little bit of a lifeline here for Dream to get very, very necessary money in order to prepare himself for wave number 3 that is coming in. Dream needs to get that dough. He needs to get them dollar bills. Oh, he needs to get that sweet blue crystal. There we go. Again, being denied here for the mining. At this point in time, that's all Rogue really has to do, right? If Dream is forced to be on the 2 bases, that is just going to be the end of things overall anyway, regardless of him being able to push up that ramp, yes or no, at this moment in time. Dream just needs to claim this base. He needs to reclaim this space. He can try to go for the other base as well. It's a bit safer there, I suppose, for the time being, but the roaches and the ravages, they are just once again spilling on through. As well, the marauders, they're doing okay right now. They're raiding all right, but again, right, that is just so much more stuff here available for Rogue. The bases, the economy, everything looking in his favor. And I doubt that he is willing to throw this away by trading inefficiently all of a sudden. Rogue, not somebody that I would imagine doing something like that. He's being still a little bit careful. He is kind of on edge, though, being awfully honest with you. It feels like he is verging on the moment where this maybe he's going to start losing too much stuff here, and then suddenly Dream with a much bigger army supply is going to be able to come across the map here. Even with 80 drones. I mean, 80 drones is nice, but it does have its limitations as well, of course. Now, it looks like this has to be it, right? This has to be it. There's no way. These marauders. There we go. GG is called. Rogue takes his game number 4. Match number 1.